So in the brand new update, Tycoon just added the RAH-66 Comanche Hunter for a price of 999 Robux on a discount. And before we even start this video, I do have to say this vehicle does also have a lot of issues. It's not really as bad as the Plane, however it's not too strong either. But before we start any type of damage test, I'd like to quickly walk you guys through this thing's base stats. On base level, it's going to be having a health of 700 and a speed of 200 when you max it out. It's going to be having a health of 910 and a speed of 260, and its part requirement is going to be 9 parts. And by the way, I'm currently hosting a giveaway for this vehicle in my Discord server, the link is in the description. So firstly, jumping into this thing's air-to-air missiles, which seem to be the main strength of it, since Canada traded its ground capabilities with the ground lock-on missiles for more air lock-on missiles. So this thing is actually not very good at killing planes, funny enough. 8 of its missiles will not even be able to kill the F-35B, which to me is very scary, since most planes have around 2 to 3 flares, meaning that you're only going to be hitting a plane with around 5 missiles, and on average you're probably only going to be doing around half of their health with that, so that is a thing to be concerned of. However, if we take a look at its damage against the Super Hind, 8 of its missiles will be enough to kill the Super Hind. However, keep in mind that this isn't really all that great, since we do have to consider that most helis also have quite a bit of flares in different countermeasures. So this thing's main purpose, which is anti-air, is honestly not that great. The only thing which is really standing for it is going to be its lock-on range of 2,500 stats, which is by far the highest in the game for a air-to-air helicopter, except the normal Comanche also has similar stats to that, and its lock-on speed is also not too great. But now if we take a look at the rocket damage, these rockets are honestly kinda decent. They're essentially just a copy and paste of the normal Comanche itself when it comes to damage, except you have 16 of them, so you basically have double the rockets. But then again, the issue with these is that you unfortunately will not be able to really aim them correctly if the person is actually moving around. Plus the rockets are also stored in the internal weapons bay, which essentially means that it takes a longer amount of time for you to shoot them. However, their damage in return is actually pretty good. Now jumping into this thing's cannon and how good it actually is, it really is just average. It will be able to kill helicopters and planes quite quickly if you do manage to hit a nice lead. However, its damage against ground vehicles and tanks is just going to be okay. It's nothing too special, nothing too overpowered, it is just decent. However, another thing which I'd like to take a look at is going to be its damage against the Zumwalt, and this is actually its best feature in my opinion, to be honest, because if you manage to hit the Zumwalt with all of its rockets and missiles, and also the cannon itself, basically a bit of everything, you leave the Zumwalt at an average of 10%, which is like crazy amount of damage. So a helicopter that's aimed for air superiority in reality is kinda really good at defeating boats. However, in general guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I don't really recommend you to be buying this thing. It's supposed to be a air superiority helicopter. However, they also even nerfed its speed compared to the original RAH-66 Comanche. So if you want something to be a hit and run vehicle, why is its speed so low? That's kind of my issue which I have with it. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Do let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to be buying this. I personally don't really recommend it. I don't think this vehicle is quite worth its price. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.